Fredericksburg has been one of Virginia's fastest growing regions for years. And the engine behind that, though, it has not changed at all. If you're thinking about buying or selling or even just putting roots down here in the area, these are the 5 structural reasons the next 5 years look very different than the last 2. Now, reason number 1 is that the growth isn't slowing down. The one thing that drives everything else in real estate is population. It always has been. Long-term population growth is the single most reliable driver of the housing demand that there is. And this region of Fredericksburg and the Stafford, the Spotsylvania, Caroline, kind of King George area is one of the fastest growing planning districts in the entire Commonwealth of Virginia. So why is that? Well, as long as Northern Virginia and DC stay expensive, and they will, let's just be honest about that, this area is simply the natural release valve. Now, people keep getting priced out of Fairfax, and they get priced out of Loudoun and Arlington, and they look south on the I-95, and they find us. Now, this doesn't slow down because of a few months of maybe higher interest rates or softer job market. And here's what will click maybe later in the video. This population pressure is the structural demand that keeps a market healthy, even through a reset. But let's just stay maybe on this topic for a moment. The regional planning documents describe this as one of the fastest growing regions in Virginia over the last 3 decades. Yes, you heard that right. The projections push towards the mid-500s by 2050. So while the short-term headlines will, of course, keep making noise, as they always do, right? Under all that noise is a 30-year trend still pointing up, and a pipeline of people coming our direction for the same reasons they always have, which is more house, more land, and more of a life for less money than the North. That is the foundation everything else sits on. Now, the next reason is really what locks in the ceiling, and that's reason 2. Billions of investment dollars are locked in right now. Now, think about what it means when a company commits billions of dollars to a geographic area. That's a bet on the next decade. And right now, multiple billion-dollar operators are looking at this region and have already said that they're all in. Fredericksburg City itself right now is in active conversations around potential data campuses all along I-95 stretch. It's a project that could represent up to $10 billion in investment money. Now, in order to prepare, the city has already actually formally created a technology overlay district and has publicly announced exploring agreements with major players in the data center space. Now, it's not going to come all at once though, okay? These will be multiple phase projects. That build out will happen over years, but it does one thing for sure. It changes a region's tax base, and residents will absolutely feel that for decades. Now, we also see this in Stafford County. The Vantage Data Center committed around $2 billion for new campus, providing hundreds of high-paying jobs and really just major tax revenue. So the good thing though is that the surrounding localities aren't just throwing in the towel and open up the doors wide, letting people do whatever they want. Spotsylvania, for example, they've already adopted guidelines for data center development, which buffers from neighborhoods, things like height limits and screening requirements. Because the last thing the county wants is for all this investment money that's coming in to just bulldoze the community feel that people moved here for. So while they are absolutely welcoming the tax base, they're also controlling the footprint, which is very encouraging. Now, it's not only data centers, y'all. Kalahari Resort is opening in Spotsylvania this year. It's a resort complex with up to 900 guest rooms, a convention center, restaurants, retail. It's one of the largest indoor water parks in the country. It's incredible. Yet nobody really pours that kind of money into a place that they expect to stagnate, right? Data centers building the tax base, destination resorts building the identity. Y'all, those are serious signals. And they lead right into why people following these investments are actually finding way more to love when they actually get here. But before that, let me just introduce myself. I'm Shawn Derrick. I've been selling up and down this stretch of I-95 for over 12 years. And if you are thinking about relocating to this area or you own a property here, I'd love to help you, okay? So just reach out. All right. But let's keep going, okay? Reason number 3 is the lifestyle is finally catching up to the population. Now, every relocating buyer I talk to eventually asks the same question. They're looking at prices, they've studied the commute, they're weighing the trade-offs, which they should, and then they lean in and say, but Shawn, is there stuff to do down there? I get it. My business partner actually 12 years ago asked me the same question. He thought I lived in the sticks or something. Well, reality is maybe for years, the true answer was kind of. It was sort of a place that you moved to for value and you commuted out of for everything else, but that has been rapidly changing. One, Trader Joe's confirmed plans for a store here in Fredericksburg. You might be thinking, Shawn, why are you excited about a grocery store? Well, I'll tell you, Trader Joe's does not go into a market that doesn't have the consumer base to support them. They research this stuff. And when they commit to a location like Fredericksburg, that means this community has crossed their threshold. So the store is a vote of confidence of where the region is headed. And it's not just Trader Joe's though. An actual downtown is taking shape in Stafford with mixed-use centers near major interchanges and even a Buc-ee's in the pipeline. I know, laugh about Buc-ee's, but y'all, they are one of the highest profile travel center brands in the country, and they ran the market analysis and this I-95 stretch, and they said yes to Stafford. That tells you how this area registers on the national scale. Now, this doesn't even include what's already here. People are discovering Lake Anna, which is one of the largest freshwater lakes in Virginia that straddles Spotsylvania, Virginia, right here where we're at. It has miles of shoreline, it has marinas, waterfront, restaurants, breweries, wineries, has communities built right on the water. This is a place that residents here go to just on a whim. Regions going through this kind of lifestyle shift have a floor people don't talk about. So let's keep this in the back of your mind, okay, until we get to the final reason. Honestly, I haven't even mentioned historic downtown Fredericksburg yet. It's an incredible place. It's walkable streets, it's restaurants. Guys, the main street downtown Fredericksburg just was named the best main street in the South by Garden and Gun magazine. We have so much. We have the Rappahannock River that flows right through the middle of everything, miles of trails, and with the Kalahari Resort, which we covered on Reason 2, coming online this year, it's incredible. And I haven't even mentioned the fact that we have 4 major significant Civil War battlefields here in America, right here in Fredericksburg. When a region stops being just affordable and starts being somewhere people want to be, that's what pulls long-term values up and keeps residents from leaving. We're right in the middle of that transition right now. And once you cross it, you don't go back. So, which brings us, I think, to this geographic reason why this area holds the values better than almost everywhere else in the entire East Coast. And that's reason number 4. The location only gets more valuable. You can't make more land between Washington, D.C. and Richmond. Now, I want to say that again because I think it's the most durable fact in this entire video. You cannot build a new Fredericksburg sitting almost exactly halfway between 2 of the strongest economic anchors in the entire East Coast with I-95 and the VRE running right through it. It's an advantage that only gets stronger over time. Both D.C. and Richmond, they are both growing, and both keep getting investors coming in with jobs. They keep drawing the kind of employers that you want: federal government, defense, healthcare, technology, professional services, which are all things that they don't relocate to the rural area. That means this region is the midpoint of that very engine. And the people running this region are acting as if they know it. The city's comprehensive plan frames Fredericksburg's 2050 vision as becoming the cultural and economic hub of the fastest growing East Coast metropolitan region. Yes, that's city council language, guys. That is exactly what local government sounds like when they believe in where they're going. Infrastructure money is flowing in to make that connection work better. We have major Route 1 rebuild with well over $100 million in committed state funds already. I-95 express lanes already extended into this stretch, which is nice. The VRE commuter rails connecting to Washington Union Station. All of these are already funded in engineering with construction timelines attached. And people keep asking me this question, which it's a good question. They say, but Shawn, what about federal job situation? What if DC pulls back? I think it's a fair question. And I always answer it the same way. I say this region isn't a one-trick pony. We have healthcare, we have defense, education, logistics, retail, and as I just said, we have hospitality and entertainment. And now data centers are things that we have. The economic base here is diversified in a way that's hard to find. So when you couple that with a location giving you access north with DC that is strong and access south with Richmond, which is growing, that resilience is what carries a market through rough patches. Geography like like this is a durable advantage, and it only gets more valuable as both metros keep growing around it. So when people ask me if this market can hold its own through a soft stretch, this is where the answer absolutely starts. And this brings me to my reason 5, and that is the market reset is actually very healthy right now. Now, as a local, the market frenzy was not fun. All right, I'll tell you that one for free. Buyers, they were writing personal letters, begging sellers to pick them, waiving inspections, and absolutely waiving home inspections. They were putting offers on homes that they hadn't even seen, and some were just losing offer after offer. The reality is that was not fun. It was a stressful time, but it was a stress test, and it was successful for everyone involved because sellers, well, and buyers, they both won. Now, what we have now is what normal actually is supposed to feel like. The market, yes, it has cooled, absolutely. The homes are sitting a little longer, and some prices have come off their peaks. And when people see that, they get nervous. I understand it. But what you're watching right now is the froth coming off. Now, are there pockets giving back some of the frenzy era gains? Yes, there are. I don't want to sugarcoat that. But underneath those pockets, the demand is still here. And the state level forecast is absolutely clear that the choppy stretch we're in right now, it's expected to give way to rebound in years ahead. So the near term is soft, but the medium term is absolutely still pointing up. So if you're sitting on the sideline, this is what I just need you to hear. The 30-year population trend we just talked about all the way at the top of this video, that does not disappear because the market gets balanced. It waits, and then it shows up in the data again. Markets that reset on real demand are the ones that thrive over 5-10 years. And the spike that we saw, it was never meant to last, okay? Now, here's what's really cool though, is what comes after that spike though, is growth. It's investments, the lifestyle build out, the geographic advantage that is all built to last. So if you are a buyer asking whether you missed the window, I gotta say, no way. You did not, okay? I'm serious. You did not miss the window. And if you're a seller wondering whether you're holding on to the right assets, well, absolutely you are. Now, while the short-term noise and the long-term signal are not the same thing, you now know how to tell them apart. That's what turns nervous market watchers into confident decision makers. So if you are ready to take this regional picture and translate it into your specific situation, reach out to us at info@shawnderrickrealestate.com or shoot me a text, the number's in the description, and we'll put together a real hyper-local picture of exactly where you stand. So if the hyper-local market updates, the buyer guides, the real talk videos on this channel are useful to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That's the way that you will actually not miss out, okay? We cover this area every single month, so you always have current picture. That's all I got for you. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.